Hey, I'm Lieutenant Greg Willett, the Wilmington Police Department Public Information Officer. We've received questions about trespassing and how that process works. So we're just going to kind of briefly go through some scenarios and what to do, which hopefully will help anybody out that maybe has any questions. We can probably answer some of those questions for you today. It doesn't matter if it's a residence or a business or a vacant property. You own this property, or somebody that represents you takes care of the property, finds somebody on the property that you guys don't want there, or somebody comes onto the property that you don't want there. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a business or a residence or a vacant property. What you can do is you can ask that person to leave. If they fail to leave, then they are trespassing in the second degree in the state of North Carolina. If you're not comfortable confronting that person, or that person refuses to leave, you can call us, or you call law enforcement in whatever jurisdiction you're in. Law enforcement will respond as soon as there's a unit available. Here at WPD, as soon as a unit's available, they'll respond to your address. And when the officer gets there, there are a couple of things that need to take place. If you want the person trespassed, meaning you want the person removed from your property and you don't want them to come back, it's important that the officer meet with you and get your information. And it's also vital that you are present, and in the presence of the officer, you tell this person that's trespassing that they're not allowed to be on the property. The reason that's important is you have to inform the person. You, as the legal custodian of that property or the legal owner of that property, need to inform that person that's trespassing or that person that's on your property that you don't want them there anymore. And it's important you do that in the presence of a police officer. If that person then refuses to leave, they can be charged with second-degree trespassing. They can get a citation, or they can actually be placed under a physical arrest. Typically what happens is the person leaves. If they're back on that property and it's documented they can't be on that property, they can be charged. What's important there is we need to have information of who owns that property, of who has the legal right to trespass somebody from that property. And what's important with that, you need to understand as the property owner, that in order for us to take action against the trespasser, you or your representative, you're going to have to be willing to come to court and testify should it come to that. Another issue that comes up a lot of times, and you frequently see this even in Wilmington, a very developed city, is you will have property that's either wooded or open, like there are no structures there, there's no business there, house there. Sometimes we get asked, well, what can I do to, let people know I don't want them on my property? What you need to do is post no trespassing signs, and they can be the simple, frequently you see them, they're the orange and black signs. They don't have to be orange and black, but that's usually what you see, and they just say no trespassing. And that lets people know that you don't want them on that property there. Those signs have to be posted by the property owner or that property owner's designee, somebody that has the legal authority to post those signs and legal authority to determine who's allowed there and who's not. What's important here is, because you have signs posted, if we're patrolling the area and we see somebody on the property that's posted no trespassing, if we have contact information for you, phone number, address, what have you, we can charge that person for second-degree trespassing. But we've got to have your information. We can't just charge the person, take them to court, and not have a representative for the property there. The difference between first-degree trespassing and second-degree trespassing is typically with first-degree trespassing, the person that is trespassing knows they're trespassing. And what I mean by that is, let's say there's a property that has a fence around it. And I mean like a privacy fence or a chain link fence or something of that nature. It's clearly obvious the fence is there to prohibit entry to what is fenced in. If somebody climbs that fence, or by any means gets under that fence or around that fence without permission or consent of the property owner, you have a first-degree trespassing. So if somebody enters a fenced-in area, they're not supposed to be there, they don't belong there, that's a first-degree trespassing. And the court system, and as far as punishments, as far as that go, are a little bit different. feel free, give us a call at the Wilmington Police Department if you have any other questions that we didn't address in this video.